simply by resisting it. You know, as a man, you have to be a man. Being a man is not being that hustler and the player. It may be for that individual, but for me, I got something that matters a little bit more. I decided to marry a woman that I had a child with, and I value that. So that hustler and player had to go. For now, an individual who has more substance, more depth, a man of valor. You know, and if anybody could do it, I would have never thought that I could do it until I was affected by this thing called life and love. And that's part of what I talk about on this record. Being that hustler and a player, you know, it grows old. You can't stay that way forever. Even if you think you can, you can't. Eventually, you know, you grow lonely, you know. And for the guy who's acting all hard, he's really lonely and not being honest. And I think that somewhat vulnerability and honesty is what women, you know, miss from men. So I'm offering it in this music in hopes that it'll compel that brother that's listening to it to say, you know what, I feel you. I used to be just like you, and now I'm heading in the direction of, you know, having a family, having a substance into life, and actually having a foundation.
It's like moving mountains. It's like moving mountains.
For the guy who, you know, succumbs to temptation, he has to suffer the consequences of losing the trust of that woman, losing the faith of that woman, the belief that that relationship can be real like it once was. Well, moving mountains is an expression that basically conveys a loss. When you finally lose that trust from a woman, it's like moving a mountain because you're trying to get it back, but you can't because you did something wrong. And the emotion in that record is that I've noted it's one of the greatest vocal records that I've ever done in my life. Ever. There's a writing group called The Clutch. They've written with Timberland. They've written with tons of artists in America.
Yeah.
They write as a team.
Yeah.
And when they presented the record, it was already written. it was great. I mean, I actually complimented, added to the record, so I became a writer on the record as well. But you know, that would honestly be a matter of the way that they set their business. But no, I mean, there's several songs on the album that are where there's only two writers, one writer. So not necessary to have nine.
It's hard to imagine 9 persons on the same song.
But it doesn't happen like that. It's like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in here in this room, but there's a different interpretation of what the story will be. You'll write your story, he'll write his story, she'll write hers, he'll write his, she'll write. So it's similar. So when you're writing a record, I think that the people that participated added something, a different view.
It's like moving mountains. It's like moving mountains.
Well, without leadership, I don't think that I would be where I am, period. You know, so I pray to God for guidance every day. I bow my head and pray that I have something more than just myself to pray for now. I have to pray for my family. I pray for my child, my children, all of my kids, because I married into a relationship where a woman had children. And those priorities in life have begun to shift. And, you know, as I look at my priority life, you know, God is first for me. No matter if all of this goes away, if I'm pleasing to His eye, then I'm happy. You know, God, my wife, my family, my personal exploration in life, which is a view of God. Is He happy with what I'm doing? And then there's the expectation of what I work for, what I do, those things that matter. You know, it's something that I advise people to really view, because we get so caught up in a lot of times what we can create down here, and we kind of get out of tune with what God really sees ideal for us. And whenever you line yourself up with that, that's when your life really begins, and you really begin to see the grace that God has poured on you. This transformation takes place as you grow older. I mean, I guess it's a coming of age experience for me every day because I'm growing, I'm learning more about life now that I have more to live for. He bears my name. I gave him my name. I'm the fourth. My father was the third. The entire experience of this album is you're only looking at the surface of it because you hear the music. The depth of it is in the things that I've experienced over the last 2 years of my life. I've experienced life. I've experienced change. I've experienced death. I've experienced maturity. I've experienced love. I've experienced heartache. I've experienced so many things that have changed me in a positive way. But I couldn't talk about it all on one record. So when I have these outlets, it's really good. But the choice to name my son Usher wasn't just because of vanity. My father's name was Usher Raymond III, and I lost my father earlier this year. He, one, two, I didn't really have a great relationship with my father. So for every year that I didn't, it made me now analyze where I am with my son. So that's why he matters so much. That's why that matters so much to me more than anything in life, because I never had it, and it was the one thing that I wanted more than anything, to have a father that would be there to be proud of me for what I did. So I want to show my son that I'm going to be the man that is of change, the man that grew up, the man that didn't still just keep hustling and playing like I could. I made a better choice. I decided to marry his mother. I decided to impregnate her and have him, which is a testament of life, of change, something that's different, something that is not talked about in music, something that people shy away from because of maybe fear, but I think that it's beautiful. I think that it's something to be talked about, and it will be talked about for years and years to come. Rather they listen to it on this song or in this music, or rather they just live it out.